world, Millie Florence here. I am the teen author of Honey Butter and Lydia Green of Mulberry Glen, and today I'm gonna give you some of my favorite family read-alouds. I know from experience it can be really hard to find a good read-aloud book, especially when you have a larger family like mine with lots of different ages, lots of different types of people who enjoy different types of things. So how do you find a good book that everyone will enjoy and that you can read together? Well, I can't give you a perfect answer to that question. It's something you have to figure out for yourself a little bit, but I can give you a list of some of the read-alouds that have worked really, really well for my family. A little context here, I am the oldest in my family and I am currently 17. The youngest is 6 years old. There are 3 sisters and 2 brothers and a diverse range of interests from writing books like me to flying drones like my younger brother. However, these 5 books are all books we enjoyed together as a family and we all got really into, which is difficult to do with this wide range, so these authors did something right. First up is Pie by Sarah Weeks. This is a lovely, quirky little book set in the 1950s about the granddaughter of the pie queen of Ipswich. The main character's grandmother was famous for her pie shop, which was simply named Pie, and for her amazing pies that she concocted. The main character's grandmother sadly passes away. Everyone wants to know what is her secret pie crust recipe. It's something the town has been raving about for years and everyone wants to know. It's a mystery book and Alice is quickly trying to figure out who maybe stole the pie recipe or where it is, and it's just a lovely, delightful read. It's quirky and funny and heartfelt, which are like all the best things in a middle grade novel. And every chapter in the book starts with a pie recipe, which you can actually make at home. Now, my family did not actually try out any of the pie recipes in Pie, but after we finished it to celebrate our family book club finishing a book and that we all really loved, we had a pie party where we literally made 6 different pies and ate them all for dinner. I think we all agree in hindsight that we maybe wouldn't do that again. It was just so much pie that you couldn't really enjoy each individually. I think if we did it again, we might have like made a different pie every night of the week or something, so you could like really enjoy each individual pie. But it was a really, really fun read and my whole family enjoyed it. Next up is Sweep by Jonathan Auxier. Sweep is a historical fantasy novel taking place in 1800s London about a chimney sweep, Nan, who one day accidentally discovers a soot golem who has been living in her pocket. I've talked about Sweep before on my channel, so you guys know Jonathan Auxier. I believe he is a master at storytelling. This book is so amazing. My mom cried, I cried when we were reading the last chapter together. It was so sweet and heartfelt with this really well thought through message, but it also had a lot of adventure and mystery and quirky, lovable characters. So there was lots of things that everyone in my family could enjoy. Seriously though, the ending made me cry so much. It's like so sad and so good. Just read it, okay guys? Like just read it, it's so good. Next up we have Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow. This is a first book in a series written by Jessica Townsend, and my younger siblings fell in love with it. I actually first discovered this book in a used bookstore where I went to do an author event and meet with a book club. And while I was waiting for the book club to get started and people to arrive, I was just sort of browsing the shelves and I came across a copy of this and I read the first sentence. The journalists arrived before the coffin did. If there has ever been an amazing opening sentence for a book, that is one. Writing 101, people. So I read that first sentence and I was like, oh man, I can already tell this author is very talented. So I didn't buy the book at the bookstore at the time. Looking back, I wish I did, but if you guys know me, you know I actually don't buy a lot of books. Like, my bookshelf is fairly small compared to a lot of bookworms. I really like to be more frugal with my money, so I only really buy stuff that I know I will read again, or that I need for school and I'll need to like mark up and make notes in, or if it's an indie or self-published book and there's just no way for me to get it from the library. So instead of buying it that day, I got the book from the library to try it out, and I loved it, and I decided I needed a physical copy, so I got the first two for my birthday, this one and Wondersmith, the second one, and the third one came out recently. That was awesome. And my family has just enjoyed the whole series. It's very adventurous, quirky, magical world. The characters are amazing, the dialogue is witty, the magic is unexpected and awesome. I feel like books that are funny, like the Morgan Crow books, tend to be really good read-alouds because no matter what type of story you personally enjoy, everyone loves to laugh. So a book like this that has lots of witty dialogue and jokes and things tends to appeal to a wide range of ages. And speaking of jokes and funny books that we all love to laugh about, next up is Adventures with Waffles by Maria Parr. Yes, we only have this on Kindle, but I really want to get a real copy. I love real copies, and it's definitely worth it for this book. So, Adventures with Waffles is a Norwegian book that was translated into English, and I am so glad it was because it is truly an amazing story. It's a quirky, lovable contemporary about a young boy's life growing up in Norway. He goes on lots of adventures with his best friend and his siblings and his extended family around their very small village, many of which involve waffles. This is a laugh out loud book. Me and my siblings were rolling with laughter and begging for more chapters whenever my parents read it aloud. So think the Ramona books, but taking place in Norway and even more ridiculous. But it's also really heartfelt. If you know me, you know that is a must for books. They must have some sort of kernel of heartwarming truth at the center of them, and Adventures with Waffles certainly does. I can't really reveal what it is because that would kind of spoil the book, but suffice to say, it is very, very well written, it is hilarious, and it is family pleasing to the entire family and all the siblings. We all loved it a lot. Next up is Furthermore by Tahira Mafi. And yes, I know her first name is not actually pronounced Tahira. It's really hard to pronounce. I will work on that. Furthermore is a lush and colorful fantasy novel. It's about a young girl, Alexis Queensmeadow, who lives in a fantasy world where every child is appointed a task. The task is tailored to their magical abilities because everyone is born with magic, and they have to go complete it. Everyone in her town, however, thinks Alice doesn't have any magic. Why? Because in this world, magic is signified by color, and Alice doesn't have very much color. Her skin is white, her hair is white, her eyes are very, very pale colored, so everyone thinks she doesn't have any magic. Alice, though, knows that she does, and she ends up going on a transformative journey to Furthermore, which is kind of like Lewis Carroll's Wonderland. I definitely draw some similarities. It's crazy, magic is like out of control, it's quirky, it's brilliant prose, like really, really gorgeous prose, super heartfelt, and just a lovely story overall. Also, yes, like some very funny parts, witty dialogue that is very, very good. My whole family definitely enjoyed this book because it was very suspenseful with all the twists and turns and plot reveals that happened, and it's just really good writing, and it's really suspenseful, which appealed to my whole family, including my brothers, who can be very picky about books. That's all I have for you guys today, but I hope you enjoyed these books and that you will check them out, which you can do at the links below. In the description, you can find out everything you need to know about them, how to buy them, and their synopsises, and their authors, and everything you need to know. I post lots of videos about books and tips for aspiring authors and vlogs documenting my authorly adventures. If that sounds like something you would enjoy, feel free to check out some more on my channel. If you know of any books that were great read-alouds for your family, drop them in the comments below because my family loves book recommendations. Thanks for watching. Millie Florence, signing out.